Hey, Basket Brains, Ollie here, aka Ollie DePina. I'm alongside Kirby Schneider, and this is the KO Disc Golf Show, and this is episode 16, the Pidgey episode of normal type and flying Pokemon. Episode 16 is also the Joe Montana episode, the Whitey Ford episode, and the Pat LaFontaine episode. Also, it's going to be the Charles Leclerc episode for the F1 the grid. He is one of the most popular drivers on the grid.
Sweet. Yeah. Also, the All Star Game MVP, Jaron Duran. He also wears number 16. I bought this shirt from Jaron Duran a couple years ago. He went through some like real mental struggles when he first went to the MLB, and he's real public about how he was in a really dark place at the time. And now he's thriving better than ever. And the fuck him, still alive kind of mentality has really helped him persevere. And I love that. So it's seeing him do so well, and he's kind of like probably our best player right now. So I'm a big Jaron Duran fan at the moment, without a doubt. Duran, man, all the way. Also, this episode, Ric Flair and John Cena. They're 16-time world champions. They currently have the most world titles in WWE history, which is really awesome. And John Cena had just announced that he is doing his farewell tour. So a lot of people are speculating that John Cena may win his 17th in 2025. So that's some pretty exciting stuff. So I'm excited to see John Cena come back. I wasn't really a big wrestling fan when John Cena was at his highest. I was a little before his time, but him being around and doing it for so long is so impressive. And the matches I have seen of him have always been like really good. So Ric Flair and John Cena, 16-time world champions. Thank you to the sponsor of this episode. It's going to be Emerald City Discs. We are the official podcast of Emerald City Discs. Thank you to them, and thank you to everybody that comes into the store and hangs out and says what's up. Ollie, how's your week, man? How's it going?
It's good. It's went to the Mariners game yesterday. Busy tournament again. A lot of driving, a lot of traffic this weekend, so that's always a blast. And just had a good, relaxing week and got to play some good golf, and it was fun. So nothing too eventful besides outside the golf, but yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it was good to see Roxy this weekend. Good to see Roxy this weekend as always. It's cool that she came out for so many rounds with you this weekend there. Yeah, as you said, a lot of traffic, and we'll kind of just get right into our South Sound Classic recap. But that was probably like, for me at least, maybe like one of the biggest notes is there was just a lot of driving. I chose to go home every night, so it's like an hour and a half to get home. Sometimes like over 2 hours to get there in the morning. So a lot of time in the car, a lot of listening to podcasts and doing that kind of thing. I must have burned through a bunch of podcasts where I was going through like backlogs of like Two Bears, One Cave and that kind of thing, just trying to find, some old, like looking for like anybody interesting to be like, yeah, I'll listen to this for the next like hour and a half while I sit here. Getting into South Sound Classic though, big shout out to Mark Hill. He ran a really great event. I really appreciate him. He does really great work in the disc golf community. I'm sure people have seen him online. He's got a ton of like really rare and like really awesome discs just kind of like at his in his collection, and he's always kind of selling them online. So I see him popping up with some gems once in a while, which is really South Sound Classic. There was 3 courses over 3 days: Delphi Day 1, Sheldon Springs Day 2, and Evergreen College Day 3. For me, it was really difficult to get into like a routine of things. I'm a very routine-based person. My routine will change week to week, but when I go to a tournament, if I play the same course 2 or 3 days in a row, I'll end up eating the same breakfast 2-3 days in a row. I'll end up going to the same gas station to get a drink 2-3 days in a row. Like I'm just very like kind of, I want to do the same thing every day, and having 3 different courses in 3 different locations every day was like, okay, like we can't do our routine the same thing we did yesterday because that doesn't work today. So we got to kind of find a new routine and kind of go. So just a little different vibe for like what I personally do. And like I said, I'm very kind of set in my ways. But I came in 3rd place. That was really nice. I was really happy to do that. Round 1 at Delphi, I shot 10 downs. I shot the hot round with Dallas Garber. So I played with him round 2, and we had Fairway Media come out, and they filmed. So it was cool hanging out with Banksy all day, and man who was there. He was really nice. They were like talking in their earpiece all day, and at one point, Banks's partner there was like, I can hear you. He's like, why are you breathing so heavy? And I looked at him and I was like, I'm not breathing that heavy. I was like, bro, I'm not that out of shape yet. Like, and he's like, what? No, 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 not you. I'm talking to Justin. And I was like, oh shit, okay. And like, we kind of did that like all day kind of thing.
The Bluetooth bit. That's so funny.
Yeah, it was funny. It was a good time though. I liked having Banks out there. I played with Dallas Garber. I played with Jesse Bickley and Cole Radalin for that second round. Jesse Bickley is like a Southern Washington or another Northern Oregon guy, I think, and I really like playing with him. He's I've seen him around for a few years now, and he's always kind of been like the young guy who could throw really far, and now he's kind of turning into like he's like 26, so he's not really the young guy anymore. But he's just kind of his game is kind of like evolving and kind of rounding out, and it's really cool to see because he's got so much talent, and it seems like he's starting to put it together really, really well. So good for him. Dallas Garber, everybody in the area kind of knows him. He's a good putter. He's good thrower. I will say that I had a little moment where I kind of laughed to myself because when he sets up like every hole that he sets up and every putt, he like slaps his disc with his bag, like his chalk bag, and does it in like a kind of way. Like it's like, and like I was kind of thinking to myself, and I was like, this kid's like a hibachi chef. Like this guy's like a hibachi chef disc golfer kind of thing. So I kind of just had a little laugh to myself about that. Yeah, I had good cards all day, all 3 days though. I played with Dion Arlen the third round. That was cool. Played with Mike Lampert the third round with Dallas Garber as well. And I always like playing with Lampert too. He's a really, really good guy. He and I, our PDJ numbers are only like a couple hundred numbers apart from each other. So it's always kind of a cool seeing the 115s pop up. So, how did you do all in all?
Yeah, I had an interesting week, like you said, a lot of driving with like it's over 2 hours some of the days for me, and that was a lot. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know like I'm pretty central in that area, and so there's like definitely a lot of people south that drive wasn't as bad. Like even hearing people being like, "Oh, my phone says like it's 50 minutes to get home," and I was like, "Oh God, that sounds amazing."
Like I
Like
wish. Yeah.
yeah, and so that was pretty sweet. Or like not pretty sweet, but what was pretty sweet was I got to play with some really cool people. Like the first day I played with Colin Bryant, and so
Mm-hmm.
that was someone who I've caddied with you, who you played with, and I've watched him play a lot, and I really really enjoyed playing with him. That was like super super fun. I feel like I was able to like bounce like. I really bounced off other players' energies, so I think him and his dad had such a good energy. It was easy to just like bounce off and play well.
Yeah,
I
Aaron,
also,
he watches
yeah,
the show a while. Like he and I talk about like our show and that. So shout out to Aaron. Yeah, thank you.
yeah, big shout out to him. Yeah, like little fist bumps here and there, and just hyping me up. He filmed when I hit, what is it, hole 8, with the bush and the tree at Delphi, where you're like
Mm-hmm.
just trapped to get over the bush. I hit the tree and kicked like maybe 10 feet right of that tree, so pretty far putt. He was standing behind and like filmed the putt, and so that felt pretty good and hit that. And so he was just being super supportive, and that was awesome. I played with Noah Phillips that day as well, and he was
Yeah,
super cool. And then the next day, I got to play with Atticus for the first time and meet him, and I really enjoyed playing with him. Really chill guy.
this is
Seemed
great.
way more mature than his year. Like I think he's only like 19, but like really mature guy, like really mature like
He,
player.
he's another one where like he's kind of in that Mikey Behringer crop where he's like he's
Yeah,
not the youngest in the bunch. But like him and Mikey, same boat where it's just like, hey man, like they could be very well go and pop off like 10:30, 10:40 golf next weekend, and like nobody should be surprised by it. They're awesome, and I love playing with Atticus. Yeah.
yeah. I think it was like 10-10 rated golf. He had like at one point he was uh 8 or 9 down on the round at Shelton and just ended
Yeah.
with a. And so like he was just killing Shelton. Really awesome to play with him. I got to play with John Crawford, who I played with a lot on the first round, and I played with his buddy Travis.
Yeah.
Um, Travis,
Great. Okay, so funny story about Travis. I played with him like 2 years ago at the South Sound Classic,
yeah,
and he comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, like Curry, how's it going, man?" And I was like, I know this guy. I can't think of a name off the top of my head. And after chatting with him for a minute, he's like, I shot my first 1,000 rated round, like, and you were on my card. And I was like, oh, no kidding, like, hell yeah, bro. And I was like, I remember this guy's
mm,
face. I remember he's good, good vibes, good guy. So I looked him up later, and I was like, Travis Britt, like that's who it is. And then I was like, oh, let's find that 1,000 rated round, and I didn't have the heart to tell him, but it was only 998 rated.
They adjusted it.
I'm like, it wasn't his first 1,000 rated round, so that
No.
was kind of my little like, I had a little like, ah, shit, kind of like Friday night, Saturday morning kind of thing when I was like looking into that. I was like, man, what was that guy's name? Yeah, Travis is a good
He
guy.
was really good vibes. He said
Yeah.
he grew up in the area but lives out in LA now, and so he comes up and visits family and does this tournament. So I was like, oh, cool vibes.
Mm,
Buddies with John, and then play with John Babb the second day as well, and that was
yeah.
someone who I've seen on different fairway media coverages and tournaments and different things like that in the community. Where I know he's hosting a tournament upcoming in August and different
Hmm.
things like that. Where I was excited to play with him, and yeah, it was just I had some amazing cards and I kept my tournament rating above 950, and so that's kind of like one of the goals I'm setting for like every tournament I go to. I want to keep my rating above 950 because like as one of my goals to get my rating up, I think that's like a good point to start trying to
Hmm.
get above 935. And so the last two tournaments have been right there, and so it feels good about that. But definitely feel like I'm leaving some strokes out there. The biggest highlights I'd say were just like my putting. The first 2 days, I think I only missed two C1 putts, so my putting just felt really on. My like definitely like I'm figuring out like the kinks to my putt where like I have like a definitely a little loftier putt, but using my legs and my body a little more this weekend felt really good in the putt and only missing really high or low, no left or right misses, like feels really good. So
Yeah.
really happy with my game there. And I think, yeah, just like the couple little mistakes I made are all things I'm like right there with. And I felt like I had a really bad round, and like the rounds that I'm feeling like I'm having really bad rounds, the numbers kind of slowly creeping up. So
Yeah.
it's feeling good. And the
Yeah.
game's getting better and more disciplined.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen it like in your game, especially like these challenge videos. Like when we did our first tour challenge videos, like I smoked you by like so many, and like now, like kind of like in the middle of them, I'm like, oh shit, like I gotta kind of like got to buckle up a little bit and straighten up. Like you're getting a lot more consistent, which I think is going to be the biggest key, or I think is the biggest key just to playing MPO is just consistently hitting the shots and like not spraying them and not hitting like the bad tree in the fairway. And when you're missing by a little, not by feet at a time kind of thing. And you're definitely like your game is getting there like super, super quick. It's really awesome to watch, honestly. So
Appreciate that, man.
yeah, I'm pumped for you that you're just playing MPO and you're kind of just like taking that step because it's daunting and it's intimidating into it. And you're like, wow, like I don't like these guys are potentially like 100 rating points, or
Florida
80.
Dolan was 110 rating points higher than me.
Yeah, and like that could be really intimidating, but at the same time, it's just like, hey, like at hole one, you guys all have the same score,
Yeah,
so it's just like at that point, like it's on you to kind of like, choose your own fate kind of thing. So, um, yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool watching. It's cool seeing. My putt was also like working like really well this weekend too. Like same kind of boat that you're in, where it's like I'm missing high or low. For me, it's mostly just low. But I'm just like missing low on some putts, and they're just kind of coming out like a little soft. But I'm right on the pole. I'm hitting the basket every time, and I'm making some like 25 to 30 foot putts like consistently. That like no. There's a point in time at the beginning of the year where I was like, I walked up to a 25-footer putt or 25-foot putt, and I thought to myself, like, there's zero chance this is going into the basket.
mm,
And right now, there's like, I'm thinking to myself, like, you're gonna make this putt, like, this is
yeah.
your,
It's
and
so important too to have that confidence in
yeah,
yourself in your putt, because if you're not like, there's so many moments where like I have to like think, I try to make myself think, oh, this putt's like going to be really hard. I'm going to be behind here, and I try to like overhype the situation. So when I step up to it, and I go, oh, I can hit this. And
it's
I
not that.
do this like, I'm like, oh, this is not that bad. I like this is in the bag kind of thing, and I try to do that, and I've had success with it. Um, yeah, I think yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. One cool, I have two cool stats here, like from myself. I birdied hole one all 3 days. That was really
Oh
cool.
yeah,
I felt really good. I hit a big old putt on hole two or hole one at during round two at Shelton. I hit a big old putt from like the edge of the circle on that elevated basket. And I walked up, I like hit that putt and I was like, yo, you're doing it. Like, nice
let's
job.
go.
And then I kind of had like a mediocre round, kind of round two.
Ah,
But like I still hit it and was just like, nice job, buddy. And like, dude, hole one at Evergreen, I think I only saw like one or two other people just throw like a really straight neutral putter just like straight at the basket.
Yeah.
That's what I did, and I was like absolutely parked. And I saw a lot of people just kind of throwing like the forehand like out on the left and try to like hook it in like through the
Yeah.
tree. Um, I don't know. Personally, I think the backhand like straight putter play there was like kind of money, honestly.
Yeah, I think it both work 100%. I just think I think for me, I'm throwing the forehand just because that's like a little more natural for it, I feel like, but
Mm-hmm.
for myself. But I've thrown the putter before, and yeah, I think it's a little easier to park the hole for sure. Like
Yeah.
with the forehand, you're probably gonna end pin high right or pin high left. But um, what I was gonna say was I remember I was walking off my round after round two at Shelton, and John Crawford was walking this way, and he was like, "Hey, did you put lights out again?" And I was like, kind of like had this little smile on my face. I was walking away with one of the guys on my card, and the guy on my card's like, "Did you have another hot putting round yesterday?" And I kind of like look at him, and I was like, "Yeah, it felt really good." So like, it just feels really good that I'm like able to have these like performances, and they're in the MPO division. You know, like they're like I'm getting like a great putting thing like that, but it's like at the highest level. So it really feels like um gratifying in that way for like
Yeah.
doing that. So it was a really cool like yeah. I mean, I'm excited to keep working on that and
Yeah.
continue.
Like I said, man, I'm excited to see you, progress. All right. So I'm gonna just tell you about this. I was talking with Adam Alexander. He and I were chatting a little bit before one of the rounds, and I kind of said something along the lines of like, man, once Ollie stops throwing those dumb tilt shots, like he's gonna be a menace in MPO. And Adam kind of goes, yeah, man, totally. I'm like, once he stops trying to go for like the hero shot and he just kind of starts to throw like the stock shots everyone else is throwing, I was like, he's got like everyone agrees, like you got the arm talent and you got the shots, right? It's just about like, I think more than anything, like consistency and decision making. And we're kind of like, it was obviously just trying to hype you up and being like, nah, like he's got all the stuff. It's just like, once he stops looking up, like we're good, So
We're learning, and
yeah.
I think you're a really good person to have. I think I was talking to Travis, and I was telling him how like I play a lot of rounds with you, and I've definitely gotten a lot of better taking stuff from your game. Like I was saying, there's like I forget what hole it was, but I was like, in another world, I'm just gonna try to throw this all the way to the green from where I was there, and instead I'm like doing like a nice pitch out and getting like I'm taking taking my medicine and doing different things. But I think there's been so much like as like a mentoring KO disc golf show, like it's been huge for my game, and I've been really like I don't know, it just makes me think a little more. I swear, every tournament I'm like, what would like there's a little Kirby voice in my head going, "You serious?" Like,
Yeah. I play so safe, honestly, and I play so conservative. But like, the other stat that I have here is that I had the fewest amount of bogeys for the weekend. Me and Kyle Crabtree each had 2 bogeys for the entire weekend, and that's because I play smart, conservative golf, and I play aggressive when it's like really necessary, kind of thing.
yeah,
But if there's a tight gap, like I'm playing like the best, like you and I talk about all the time. I'm like, man, I think I can hit that shot like once in a while. I'm like, but I can hit this shot all the time. And if this gets me to the edge of circle, I'll take that putt, where the other one parks it, but I can't hit that shot consistently. Like I'm all about just playing the percentages for myself, kind
yeah.
of. So, but yeah, we're just kind of joking around and being like, man, like he's got all the talent. It's just
Hey, it's coming together one
once
day.
he gets that tilt down a little bit, like we're gonna be real good. No. Yeah, you're kind of
I'll do it my way.
yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm going to go through the winners real quick for all the divisions. In MPO, after a 3-hole playoff, is my Discmania teammate, Nicholas Culver. Shout out to him. Dude's awesome. Really, really nice guy. Cole Radalin came in second, tied overall at 24. And then myself and Jeremy, Medium Germ Suave, he and I tied for third. So shout out to those guys. Gabrielle Lee, who is from the BC area, she won FPO. It's really awesome seeing her come to town. She's friends with Sophia Denecki, so that's cool. Allison Mabbutt and Christy Lee came in second and third, respectively. Everybody in the area knows Allison. She's amazing. Kyle Crabtree won MP40, barely beating out John Anderson. Brandy Myers won FP40. Ming won MP50, which puts him probably at like 750 victories now or something like that. MP60 was won by Chris Hartman. Who was it? I think it was Sean Landry is the one that I ran into, or maybe Dan Lilly. I think Dan Lilly is the one who I ran into. He's like one of the guys who created Raptors Knoll up in BC.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
Came down for this tournament. Like really, really nice guy. TC Bear won MP70. Nick Greco won MA1. Kathleen Higgins won FA1. James Hustis won MA40. My good friend Kayla Ority won FA40, and I'm so pumped with her for her. Kayla and I've been giving Kayla lessons for like a couple of years now, and she snuck onto the island in a playoff. Like she threw her shot, and I was sitting there with her husband Don, and we're like, I don't know. And he gets down there and he texts me. He's like, she made the island, and I was like, let's go. So she pulled out the victory, making the island over Tony Morgan. So that was really cool. Shout out to Tyrannosaurus Bex. It was awesome seeing her this weekend. I chatted with her a little bit, and dude, I don't know if you saw, but she was like pumped about the T-Bex nickname. To where she like,
it.
dude, she like changed her avatar to having the little. I was like, this is like everything that I wanted. Hell yeah.
Hey, it got you. You're kind of nice with the nicknames. Everyone was like, "Oh, it makes so much. I love it. I love it."
Dude,
I love it too. I was hyped on it.
so Kayla kind of picked on me. Kayla looks at Bex and she's like, "So has anybody ever called you that before?" Because honestly, it's kind of low. And I was just like, "Damn, girl!" Like, I'm like, I realized that was like the easy nickname, but like, come on, someone's gotta take it.
Give me it. Give me some.
Winner.
Yeah, Bex is awesome though. I got to see her from like a couple on round 2 and 3. I believe I saw her both in those days. I talked to her, and there was at Evergreen. I wasn't sure if I made the island or not. I hit the tree and went straight down, and I did make the island, but I was so nervous, and so I like looked, and she's like, "Oh, you got this, you got this." But I was like, like I think I just threw it out of bounds in front of a bunch of people.
That's fun.
But she's super supportive, super awesome. Always a treat to see her at events, and yeah.
She told me that you were excited that round 1 you had a later tea time than me.
I was like, for the first time, and I was like, it doesn't matter because it's like the first day,
like,
so it's like
again.
I still don't know how it works, but I've gotten on the third to last card to tee off twice now.
Nice.
So
yeah.
I don't know if it's
supposed to be just like kind of random, and sometimes they just kind of
maybe people like me. Maybe people like me.
There you go. You got a good name for it. Like it's like it's kind of noticeable. All right, MA50 winner was Brent Sadicum. MA60 winner was Terry Lund. MA2 winner was Reed Koch. Corey Parker, box squad member, came in 3rd place. Shout out to him. MA 3rd winner was Zachary Dix. So nice job to all of them. Awesome long weekend, playing 3 different courses like that with kind of a good variety of shot shapes and different types of golf. So nice job.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get into the White River Open preview. I actually went out and played White River yesterday morning. I had to drop my wife off at the airport kind of early she took like a day trip out to Spokane for work. So I went down to White River. I played a practice round. I'm not gonna lie, the layout isn't the easiest to follow on the back 9. If you read the thing, it's like a bunch of the holes that they have out there. They're named like Blood Gulch, Woodstack, like Ivy. They're named like a bunch of these like weird names, but they don't like have numbers.
It's hard to follow.
And you're skipping some holes, and you're playing the bell hole, and if you read, like, you have to read the most like recent on the disc golf scene comments, the most recent, because that's the like official one. But there was like one from like a week ago that has like different holes on it and that kind of thing. So not the easiest layout to follow. I'm not even really clear on like the winter or the summer layouts either, to be honest. So I know we're supposed to play like a couple of winter layouts or something. So I'm going to go out there on tomorrow, I think, or Thursday, one of those 2 days, and kind of try to piece all that together. But There is some construction being done on the course, so like hole 17, which is like usually like everybody's favorite hole because it's just like wide open and long, and the power throwers can go and throw like a far shot. That has construction being completely done on it, so it's like implayable completely. So
They
fairways are all.
still, yeah,
What
the par four could possibly be in by the river. They could use that long one.
I don't
Uh,
know if they're using the long one. I think I saw that everything is short, so I don't know. Honestly, I'm not even sure. There's
yeah,
some have two baskets on it.
yeah.
So, um,
I remember
yeah,
during team golf, we weren't sure if we were shooting to the long one or the short one, and then once we got down, we're like, oh, there is a trash bag on that one.
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yes.
I think they'll make it kind of clear with it.
Yeah.
It definitely is very confusing when I played it, and like I wasn't sure. Like, yeah, it doesn't really make that much sense. Like, you go from Bellhole to Blood Gulch to Ivy to Woodstack, and I'm like, where
Yeah.
does that go into like the holes and stuff?
No,
But
one of them has like a really long walk going from like the one. You have to almost like walk through Blood Gulch's like fairway, or maybe you don't, and I just don't know how to actually like
exactly, yeah. I
proceed there.
don't. Yeah, and I think I just started playing a little like, oh, I'm gonna jump to the next tee pad to basket I see kind of thing when I went and played there because I just wasn't sure on it,
Yeah.
honestly. But
So
yeah,
yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I'm gonna get out in the next like couple of days and hopefully like get another practice, like a couple of practice rounds in, and like I don't know, just kind of see what the hell's going on for a couple of them. The fairways are looking a little rough. Some of the fairways have some of the brush that's like, chest high maybe at times. So if you're off the fairway on some of those holes, like it might be like really, really tough and kind of a long day. But there are a lot of birdie opportunities. I think like just about every hole is birdieable. There's one hole, it's like hole like 6 or 7. It's from the blue pad. It's like a doorway. It's so tight, and it's like 310 feet long or something like that. And that one, I don't know, like off the top of my head. Like when I played it yesterday, I was just like, I don't think I'm going to birdie this hole. I was like, I'm just lucky to get like through this gap and far enough down here where I can like put myself in a position to take an easy par, and I'm going to feel really good about that because I don't even know how many MPO players there are, but I'm willing to bet only a third to maybe a quarter of them actually make it through the gap because it's
16 registered.
what's that?
16 registered, I believe.
16 register. So I bet you 12 people don't make it through the gap on that hole because like it is tight. Maybe 10 people, but it's really, really tight. I'd be really impressed if everybody, like if 3 out of 4 people on my card just like
See
nailed
that?
that and be like, holy shit, guys, we're awesome. Like
Yeah.
this is great. So, um, yeah, lots of birdie opportunities though. I think, you're going to have to go out and shoot 8 to 12, every like both rounds, to be kind of fighting at the top there. At least that's like in my mind, and that's going to be my goal is to go out, shoot 8, 10, 12, and kind of hope that the cards fall in my favor. So, all right, moving right along. We are going to get into the trivia game this week. It's going to be kind of a more like a little different one, a little more fun than or a little different than what we usually do. I'm going to ask Ollie 5 questions about the movie Cars. We all know Ollie loves the movie Cars. Didn't you draft like Cars 1 and 2 like in the
It was
anime?
a debate. I mean, I probably would have done all 3 if
Yeah,
I think I just did one to
yeah.
so I could do some more answers, but yeah.
Yeah, so I was creating a little quiz for him or a little trivia game. Thinking of stuff that I know that Ollie likes. Cars came right up. So,
Oh,
my first question for you: what kind of car is Doc?
the Hudson Hornet.
Yeah,
Is it he? Yeah.
yeah, Hudson Hornet, nailed it. All right. See, I didn't know. I'm not
No,
even.
no, no. We're feeling good now.
I was,
I needed. That was like first round or first putt of the round. You need the confidence booster.
yeah,
Oh, now we're feeling. That was like a
yeah.
Circle's Edge 28-footer chains.
That's funny. We talked about this before the show, and I was like, man, I haven't seen you in so long. Like, I don't know if these questions are like really easy or like real like deep cuts. So,
No, that
uh,
was a good one. That was a good one.
all right, what sponsorship is Lightning hoping to get by going to California first?
Dynaco.
Dynaco.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 for 2. All right, well, who sponsors Lightning at the beginning of the movie?
Rusties.
I might have made these a little too easy.
No, Rusties though. You gotta put respect on Rusties. That's like you gotta stay loyal. You gotta stay loyal.
We're all about the sponsorship talk on this episode or on this podcast. So, all right, this one's definitely like probably. Oh man, these next two, now that I'm reading them, are like the easiest ones. You got to go 5 for 5 here. What town does McQueen end up in?
Oh, Radiator Springs.
Yeah, Radiator Springs.
I'm
And
trying to. That's like one of my. I want to go to the like. I know it sounds. I really want to go to like the Disneyland or Disney World because they have like a Radiator Springs.
yeah,
I'm gonna be like a little kid at Disneyland, but
that's funny.
it'll be fun.
Yeah, I totally get that. All right, last one, and this one I feel like you're. This is going to be like the easiest one of the bunch. Float like a Cadillac.
Sting like a bee. Oh no, sting like a beamer.
Yeah, he got it. Sting like a beamer. Yeah.
I was like, at first, when I saw Cards trivia, I was like, I also thought it would be like if you asked me like who won the most Piston Cups kind of thing, like something like that. Like I still got that. Like we're all there. We're all there.
No idea. I told you. I just went on to I went online. I looked at a couple of different like Cars trivia games, and I just picked a couple of questions I thought made sense.
We're a proud 5 for 5 there.
I might dive back into that one and like just do like Cars like
hard mode,
yeah, and kind of go for like the real deep cut.
I like that. Hey, bring it on. I love that.
All right, nice. Okay, so moving right along, we're gonna get into our draft for this week. So a little behind the scenes stuff. Ollie and I are kind of planning up for this show for the long term. We want the 1 year anniversary episode to be the alphabet draft, where we go through and we draft all the letters of all the drafts that we've done in the past. But in order to do that, we have to stretch the alphabet to make it to 52, because I want to do episode 51 being like maybe Z, and then 52 being the entire alphabet draft kind of thing. So if we kind of take a break from doing letters once in a while, that's the reason. So this week we are going to do breakfast foods, because Ollie and I both, breakfast foods are great.
Amazing.
So we actually had a tie last week in the community poll, which is awesome for the Olympic events that we want to win. So Ollie, I'm going to let you pick, man. Do you want the first or do you want the second and third?
We'll go 2 and 3.
Okay. This is a draft that honestly I have not prepared for, but I've been eating breakfast my entire life. So
I was gonna say, how else?
All right. So for my first overall pick, and this is definitely like my personal favorite thing, I'm going with home fries. I love for breakfast. I love like cooked potato, bro. That's like my number one breakfast food. Like when I go to.
So, are you getting like potato general in breakfast, or you just get the fry?
I'm thinking like home fries. Like I don't want hash browns.
Okay.
Like I don't like hash browns nearly as much. And just when I just want to be clear when we're talking like hash browns, like the McDonald's like fried disc. I don't want that. But like when you put it
stringy, yeah,
when you put a bunch of potatoes like on a skillet and you hit it with like seasoned salt and like maybe a little bit of like onion, and then you like you let them kind of crisp up a little bit and you just slap it on the plate. Like I love that. Even like the ones that do like the shredded potato and they just put that on the
I like the shredded potato.
Yeah, those are also like great. Like that's my favorite part of like when I go and I order, like that's what I'm looking for when I'm ordering breakfast, is I'm looking for that. And if it's not on the dish that I'm getting a side of home fries. So home fries are going to be my number one overall pick.
Solid.
All right,
Solid.
What you got for the 2 and 3, buddy?
I think this is 2 hand in hand. It's a dynamic duo. Can't really. You see one, you got to think of the other. I feel like with the second pick we're going eggs. With the third pick we're going bacon.
Yeah,
eggs and bacon. I love me some eggs. I feel like it's no matter you do it scramble. My favorite way to do eggs is like over medium, where you got a little yolk in there.
Yeah.
Top's cooked over still, but I like dipping my toast in the yolk, different things like that.
So
and then
I'm actually not a big fan of eggs at all. Like I just don't really like eating them. But my wife and I just last night were talking about this like video that we saw on Instagram, where it's this guy who made like the most perfect and beautiful over easy egg. And he's taking and he's kind of just like pressing it into it, but he's not popping it. And he's just kind of like edging you along for like 30 seconds, and then he finally pops it. And when he popped it, I made an audible like, oh. It's if you haven't seen it yet,
There-
it comes up in your feed, and it's so good. It was so satisfying, and like it literally was just like, oh, such a release when he popped it open, and then he just played with the yolk a little bit, and I'm like, you dirty bitch.
It probably will pop in my feed now that you're saying it. My phone's hearing it.
And
And
bacon
then
all timer. Yeah, you got that one.
bacon's amazing. I worked at a Red Mill and I used to make the bacon tower and I love bacon. And
What
it's
is it?
always been a bacon tower. I'd be cooking like on like one of those flat top, I'd be laying out like 10 rows or like not 10 rows, like 4 or 5 rows of like 10 strips of bacon plus. And
Okay.
and then you flip them, flip them, and then you stack them and you just make this tower of bacon.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
It was kind of like what Red Mill was known for. And
Okay.
then, but the only thing is, I'd come in hella early in the morning, like do all the different prep things and like cook and stuff, and then do that. And then I'd come home just smelling like crazy bacon. Like it was like the most bacony smell ever. But I mean, I didn't mind it too much.
Nah, for sure, dude. I worked at a place where we did a lot of like smoked meats and stuff. And like I would get in the shower when I got home and like to wash it off of you, all of a sudden I would be like, whoa, this stinks. And like you could
Yeah.
it was so strong. Yeah, yeah, totally.
Also, a poached egg is one of my. I like eggs Benedict. I love a
Okay.
poached egg.
Yeah. If I do get eggs, I'll probably end up getting like Sunny or like over easy just so I can dip my toast like in
Yep.
the and that's really about the only time I want them. My wife like loves like a Benedict or something like
I
that.
love eggs Benedicts.
Yeah. All right, so for the number 5 pick, I'm gonna go with pancakes. Freaking love pancakes. I love like your classic like diner pancake where they give you like the whipped butter and like the little thing inside, and then
Yep.
you pick that first one up and you just slap a big old pile of butter in the middle, and then you pop the pancake back on top. So when you get to that piece in the middle, it's just like completely saturated in butter. That is so good. I'm not even like a maple syrup guy really either. Like I like just like straight butter on my pancakes, but like maple syrup or not, pancakes are
Amazing.
awesome. And then for the number 6 pick, I'm going with French toast because I love French toast as well.
Okay.
Kind of going real starch based for my list here. Yeah, French toast. You know, if it's really like well done, like I don't like that soggy French toast that they use with just like white bread kind of in the middle. Like if you do like a good French toast, the bread should be like really thick. They should hit it in a pan and kind of get it like nice and crisp on both sides. And then the key to a good French toast is you put it in the oven for a little bit and you let the egg in the middle of the bread cook and expand, and it kind of looks like it's swelling up. Like a good French
Mm,
toast and made like properly is it's like next level experience, man. So
there
yeah,
you go.
put some
There's some
cheese on
game for
there.
you.
Yeah, maple syrup. I love French toast with a little like powdered sugar.
Yep.
Awesome. You know, a couple of
Yeah,
berries on the
amazing.
side. Yeah, no problem, man. I'll hit that. I'll destroy that all day.
I'm kind of stoked you didn't take my next pick. I'm a big waffle guy. Big
Yeah.
waffle guy and a chicken and waffle guy. I'm just throwing that in there as well. I'm not going
Yep.
to use that as my
Yeah.
last pick, but chicken and waffles is
Chicken.
probably like if it's not like a home style like 2 egg bacon hash brown kind of like simple American like diner breakfast. I'm
Yeah.
going for chicken and waffles every time. It
Mm-hmm.
seems like I love chicken and waffles. I think it's just such a deadly combo.
Are you
When you
going?
get the syrup with the chicken,
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Oh yeah, yeah. The sweet, savory, like back and forth. If you kind of get like the like some places will do the spice, like kind of like a little spice, like in the
yep,
bread.
yep,
You
yep,
get a
yep.
heat kind of on the back end too. It's nice. I don't know. Chicken waffles, great pick, man. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And then my last pick is something maybe my favorite breakfast to make, and it's like brings me back to when I was on swim team, and me and my relay, we'd all meet up before the swim meet, and we'd make crepes, and we'd make all these different style of crepes, and I
Dude,
thought it might be my favorite thing to do because it's just like we would just be hanging out, vibing, and then like just busting out crepes, and then just like we want Nutella and when you said powdered sugar, that's instantly what my brain went to because
yeah,
I love a good crepe with some powdered sugar on there, but I love crepe.
yeah. Crepes are great. Savory crepes where you put like meat and like spinach,
Oh,
ham and spinach or something inside of it.
ham pesto, like I
Yeah,
love pesto on a crepe is like
dude,
oh.
legit. Yeah, that sounds great, man. All right. So for my last pick, um, I'm gonna go with the most layup of all layups. I'm gonna say coffee.
Oh,
That's like probably the first rounder that we should have picked. We're both sitting here like drinking coffee. Yeah, like probably the first rounder.
Sometimes I don't even have breakfast, but I always have coffee.
Yeah,
Damn. That's a great.
yeah. But I kind of snuck that out at the end. Honestly, all of my other like until I thought of coffee, I was gun ho on picking biscuits and sausage gravy because
biscuits and gravies.
that breakfast always slaps, man. Always so
And
good.
it's always like if you're hungover, you have like a biscuits and gravy. You're just gonna go take like a 3-hour, 4-hour nap, and then wake up and then new man.
Done. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Some other honorable mentions. Just sausage. Like
yeah, I was thinking sausage.
It's great. I'm a big fan of like ham, like the breakfast ham that they put on the plate. Like I thought that's always that always hits really hard for me. Even like some stuff that's not even like really popular, like a croque madame and stuff like that, and special sandwiches and that kind of thing. Like I like those.
I was gonna throw in the oatmeal. A little boring, but whenever I can't eat anything and not have no appetite, just a little cup of oatmeal and I'm good.
A couple of quick fires. Cereal didn't get picked. That's crazy. Pop-Tarts, love Pop-Tarts, and toaster strudels, which are just fancy Pop-Tarts. Yeah.
Yep. Eggos.
Eggos, yeah. Yep. You got waffles. That counts.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all in the same bit. All right. Hey, this is a great episode. I want to thank everybody for watching. Ollie and I kind of mixed it up this week by him doing the intro and me doing the outro. So I'm going to leave you with this quote from the 16-time world champion, Ric Flair. Looking at a guy out here hollering my name when I spent more money on spilled liquor from one side of this world to the other than you made. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time keeping these alligators down. Woo!
The Ric Flair woo.
All right, everybody. Aim high, shoot low. See you next episode. Thank you.
Bye.